Live from our Jackson studio. Live from the Midtown Jackson studio and live from well into Deep 13. This is Lasco Cafe on Spreaker with the animalistic Jay the Brain Man, the animalistic Matthew the Wizard Nichols, and the Pause for Consideration, Steve the Baxman Baxley. I'm Franklin Pangborn, your announcer, with Morgul as the friendly drone. Let's go to the cafe and find out what's going on and join the guys on a whole crowd. It's Lasco Cafe on Spreaker. Hello.
Duty.
Welcome.
Hold on.
Okay. We're on.
Do the intro.
No, I just screwed up. Oh boy. I accidentally talked during the intro.
No, do the intro.
Oh. Okay. Okay, do the intro. Okay. Well, no. This is the LTC Media Network, and this is the Last Call Cafe on
Your
Spreaker.
intro.
Oh, my intro, Baboon.
Come on. This is what, the 375,000th week that you've done the show? And you've forgotten how it works? Come on, man.
Welcome one and all to the Corsican Ball. My apologies, everybody. Hey, I'm doing my best, okay? Welcome to How Not to Do a Podcast with Me. No. Welcome, everybody, to the Last Call Cafe on Spreaker. And once again, I prove what a schmuck I am by screwing up the first moment. We try harder. I'm going to go on podcasting school. Anyway, Steve the Baxman Baxley here, as we once again prove without a shadow of a doubt that this show is definitely podcastable. It's relatively an improv show. Anyway, folks, we're here to turn your brains into Jell-O with or without sprinkles, and not the kind that, well, certain comedian got in trouble for. Anyway, I've already introduced myself. Let me introduce the other two folks who know what they're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the man, the myth, the legend, a gamer's best friend, and one of the more talented people in this little trio. Wait till they see what I did to promote the show next week. He is the wizard, Matthew Nichols.
Sup?
And I don't know how long we've been friends, but boy, oh boy, I must be tiring on him. Anyway, I'll try better next week. Ladies and gentlemen, he's Betty White's favorite chew toy, and one of the reasons I'm still alive. That and other good friends. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of Jay the Brain Man presents Wrestle Anime Hut with Jay the Brain Man and El Stupido Baxley. He is the manager of the year, the uncrowned, or the undefeated intergender wrestling champion of the world, the manager of champions. He is the one, the only.
Jada Brainman, World's Smartest on Video Game Manager 2011, and hi.
Boy, that was fun. Anyway, folks, don't worry. Next week we'll finally get, well, actually, I'll finally get the hang of this. So, how y'all doing? And we want to welcome those of you who are listening in the newest made country, Chaz. So to all of you in Chaz, welcome to this program. Okay, folks, we got some good stuff for you. Wrestling report, weird news, and more. But right now, there's an importance that we do. Mr. Pangborn, your intro, please. It's time for Gamer News. And here's the man with a lot to say. Yeah, boy, he's got a lot to say. Our man, the wizard, Matthew Nichols.
Thanks, Penningborn. Alright, this week on Gamer News, whoa, it was big. PlayStation 5 reveal event. We finally got a glimpse of the console. There's going to be two versions, one with the disc drive and a digital version, one without the disc drive. And we still do not have a price, nor actual release date outside of Holiday 2020. And we were shown quite the lineup of games. We have Hitman 3, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, Horizon Forbidden West, the Dark Souls remake, Resident Evil 8 Village, a enhanced version of Grand Theft Auto 5, and apparently Grand Theft Auto Online is going to be free on PlayStation 5 for the first 3 months of its release, which is going to be next year. Then we got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, NBA 2K21, Gran Turismo 7 Project Athia from Square Enix, Pragmata, Ghostwire Tokyo, Sackboy, A Big Adventure. If you don't know who Sackboy is, he is the mascot of the Little Big Planet series, and he's getting his own 3D platforming adventure, which is similar to the Super Mario 3D world. Another trailer for Godfall showing more gameplay. We've got Deathloop, we got Little Devil Inside, we got Goodbye Volcano High, Oddworld Soulstorm, Destruction All-Stars, Bugsnack, Astro's Playroom, which is going to be preloaded into the PlayStation 5, so everyone who gets PS5 will get this game for free. Jet the Far Shore, and Solar Ash. And also, for all you Destiny 2 players, well, we got some announcements from there. Well, let's talk about the big thing. Destiny 2 is going to be upgraded for free on Series X and PS5 with cross-play coming sometime in 2021. So if you are an Xbox One player of Destiny, and you can upgrade to Xbox One X version, Xbox Series X for free. Similar with PS4, the PS5 is going to be, and there's going to be cross-play. And we got 3 new expansions coming up. We have Destiny 2 Beyond Light coming this September. We got Destiny 2 The Witch Queen in 2021, and Destiny 2 Lightfall in 2022. So Destiny 2 is going to be going on for about another 3 years. Yep. A lot of announcements. And also, on the next-gen versions of Destiny 2, it's going to be running at 4K 60 frames per second. Thank goodness. And that is it for... Okay. That's pretty much about it. So there are going to be some PS5 games coming out in the launch window. Some that are coming out next year, and one release that's going to come out in 2022. Yep. So I think the launch games are going to be Spider-Man and Miles Morales. And I think, let's see what else is launch title? Oh, yeah, Bugsnax, Astro's Playroom, obviously. And let's see, Godfall. Okay, and yeah, some of these games don't exactly have release dates. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. Oh crap, I forgot. Kane and the Bridge of Spirits. I forgot about that game, which is coming. Never released it. Let me check. Nope, no release date for that game. And Turismo 7, which I. Well, some of these games don't exactly have release dates. So, I'm guessing that's going to be it for Gamer News this week. Yeah, as I said, a lot of stuff happened this week. especially that PS5 event, and it was glorious. Now we just wait for a release date and a price, so we can finally start pre-ordering.
And that's gamer news for this week. Tune in again next week for the best coverage of the world of gaming with Matthew the Wizard Nichols. This is Franklin Pangborn speaking. All right. Thank you, Franklin. Thank you, Matthew. Man, that new PS, the new PS5, I've seen a picture of it. That is going to be freaking awesome. Brain, you gotta be frothing at the mouth like everybody else is all about this.
It's intriguing.
Cool. How intriguing is it, dear sir?
Intriguing.
Once we know the price, I have a feeling it's going to be more intriguing.
Yep. At least we know we're going to get some pretty good games at launch, and a free game, including the console, with Astral's Playroom, which is a 3D platformer game. And as part of this, it only uses the DualSense controller. So, unlike the previous game, which required a VR headset, we do not need the PlayStation VR to play this game, which is good news because those things are expensive as hell.
Okay, I can't wait. But
yeah,
we'll to find out more. Okay, speaking of which, it is time. The general is off this week. His assistant will be joining us in a little bit. But right now, folks, it is time to get your little freak on. That's right. It's time for some weird news, and we go to the Daily Fodder. And believe it or not, actually, the Daily Fodder and the Florida Sun Sentinel for this report. It gives Florida man a new meaning. A porn actor is reportedly running for office in Florida's Wilton Manors. Juan Melicio, also known as Juan Davila, has decided to leave porn and enter politics. I thought politics was like porn. They like to screw all of us. His reason? He's a passionate person and goes for it when something is right. The Florida Sun Sentinel reports, when they interviewed the gentleman, I'm from Puerto Rico, and I'm a very passionate person. When something is right, I just go for it. 2 commission seats, let's try that again. 2 commission seats and the mayor's seat are up for grabs in the November election. Qualifying lasts through noon Friday. The 2 commission seats are elected at large and are currently filled by Julie Carson, who has said she will run for mayor, and Tom Green, who will be retiring. Each voter may vote for 2 candidates, and the 2 with the most votes are elected. While odd, America has certainly seen odd. The last 2 presidential elections, a Vermont resident who wears a boot on his head has also run for public office as president. He goes by the title, quote, Vermin Supreme, end quote, and has gained viral attention through social media. Plus, Complex reported in 2009 that 6 other porn stars have also run for public office, while actress Stormy Daniels was reportedly considering a bid to the U.S. Senate. There are so many jokes I can make out of this. Well, regardless of whether it's a good role or not for Milicio, there is definitely a lot of overlap, as politicians are certainly known for screwing people. Yummy. You can't make that stuff up, guaranteed. Okay, what other little skinnamarink-rinky-doo, skinnamarink-dees going here? Okay. Let's do this here. All right. This one comes from our friends over at 96rock.com. Believe it or not. 96K Rock, everything that rocks. There we go. And believe it or not, here's more weirdness. Meet 23-year-old LaHorace Pickett Jr. LaHorace is an Escambia County man who went on a crime spree last week, and in less than an hour, he got naked at a flea market, stole a car, broke into a home, and ripped somebody's mailbox out of the ground. And on Wednesday, LaHorace was jailed on more than 24 counts on charges ranging from burglary and indecent exposure to aggravated assault and battery. According to WKRG News Channel 5, it all began at T&W Flea Market on North T Street at 11:17 a.m. Witnesses told deputies Pickett jumped onto a coin machine and started punching and kicking it. People inside the diner said Pickett then got on the ground, exposed his shortcomings, and started screaming. One customer said Pickett jumped on his shoulders. Pickett is also accused of going behind the counter and touching and striking a worker. The arrest reports say Pickett left the diner, took his clothes off in the parking lot, and got into someone's car naked. Deputies arrived and found a pair of blue shorts and plaid boxers on the ground. They said they also found a backpack with a gun inside. At 11:34 a.m., a 71-year-old woman who lives a few blocks away on North R Street told deputies Pickett drove up in the stolen car and confronted her outside. She says he grabbed her hair, tried to kiss her, and then picked up a piece of concrete and threatened to kill her. Pickett is then accused of breaking into an RV on the property. A man who lives in the RV tried to confront him, but Pickett picked up a brick and threw it at him, the victim said. When deputies arrived, they say Pickett tried to run. They caught him in the bed of a truck. Deputies said Pickett had a backpack that contained his wallet, an ID, a martial arts throwing star, handgun ammunition, and a bag of synthetic marijuana, also known as spice. After Pickett was in custody, deputies responded to a third location on West Blount Street at 11:59 a.m. A man told deputies he saw Pickett earlier in the day rip his neighbor's mailbox out of the ground. Another witness said he saw Pickett break through the front door. A woman who lives there was at work at the time of the burglary, but later came home and found her TV broken. Obviously, the guy was watching Jerry Springer. The woman said nothing was stolen. Jail records show Pickett lists the home on North R Street as his home address. However, the arrest report lists Pickett as homeless. Pickett has a criminal history that includes convictions on robbery and battery charges. And noting by the photograph shown, wow. That guy must have been really on something. Guaranteed. Wow, and holy wow. I knew we have another story here, folks, and this story is about is from Michigan. Yay! Let's find out more about this little thing. Yes, you think all the rest of the country goes weird? Stand up, sit down, and give a cheer for this. This is going to be fun. Let's go to it. Video out of East Grand Rapids, Michigan, the folks at Wood TV8, shows an elderly woman confronting peaceful protesters with a bat last week. It happened last Wednesday as peaceful protesters marched in the streets of East Grand Rapids, Michigan. Lovely neighborhood, by the way. Carla Anderson, a 75-year-old resident of East Grand Rapids, was filmed confronting protesters with a baseball bat. According to the folks at Wood TV8, the demonstrators started in downtown Grand Rapids late Wednesday afternoon and were walking east on Wealthy Street, east of Plymouth Avenue, when they encountered Anderson around 8:15 p.m. She was standing in the middle of the road holding a baseball bat. Leave her alone, shouted a protester. As one marcher tried to take the battle away from Anderson, another demonstrator put his arms around her to try to diffuse any potential confrontation. The encounter lasted less than a minute and ended without injury. After most of the march moved on, a couple of individual protesters continued a tense conversation with Anderson. If you want more on the story, you can check out WebTV8's coverage on webtv8.com. But wow, a little bizarro. We go way around the other part of the world for another little weird bit of news story. Oh boy, this I don't know if we should have a disclaimer on this, but we'll just read it anyways. Here we go. A knife-toting Australian hired to break into another man's home, tie him up, and stroke him with a broom has been cleared of intimidation after accidentally entering the wrong house. Terence Leroy, a Sydney man, and an associate turned up at a rural home on a quiet Sunday morning last July, armed and ready to carry out a sexual fantasy organized on Facebook. The unsuspecting resident initially mistook the intruders for a friend who had come over to make coffee and said, "Bugger off, it's too early." When the men said their intended role player's name, the startled resident turned on the light and found them holding large knives next to his bed. After realizing he was not the willing participant, one of the pair apologized and shook the man's hand before leaving, according to court documents published earlier this month. Now, during the trial, Leroy's lawyer argued that there was no intention to intimidate the stranger. It was a commercial agreement to tie up and stroke a semi-naked man in his underpants with a broom.